Hello, I'm Jake, aka HamStuff, and this is Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man. And about him, there is some news. We have sad news about the future of the MCU, that we are not in fact getting a soloed Night Monkey film. But to soften the blow of this terrible disappointment, Marvel and Sony have announced we are getting a third Spider-Man film. So this comes after Spider-Man left the MCU. After Spider-Man Far From Home came out, Marvel, Disney, met up with Sony to discuss the future MCU and how much each of them shall make from it.
Backup needed for a chase in progress. Officers near Vanderbilt.
Disney offered to pay half the cost of a Spider-Man film and get half the profit from it. Sony decided to take their toys and go home. And then, no more Spidey in the MCU. However, there's much more recent development that Spider-Man is back. They met up again and agreed on 25%. So Disney funds 25% of the cost of making the movie and takes in 1/4 of the box office revenue. Whereas Sony pays for the rest and gets the rest. Now Disney still has 100% of the merchandising rights. Or rather Marvel does through Disney. It's a little complicated. Which means not only do we get a third solo Spider-Man film, we also get Spidey in one other film. Most likely a team up, possibly an Avengers film. Now there isn't an Avengers film on the roster for Phase 4 or 5, but I would be really surprised if there wasn't one. So let me swim to the top of this building. You have the sunset and the Oscorp Tower. Right. So Kevin Feige has released a statement that says, "I'm thrilled that Spidey's journey in the MCU will continue and that I and all of us at Marvel Studios are very excited that we get to keep working on it. Spider-Man is a powerful icon and hero whose story crosses all ages and audiences around the globe. He also happened to be the only hero with the superpower to cross cinematic universes. So as Sony continues to develop their own Spideyverse, you never know what surprises the future might hold." Does that mean that Venom or Morbius the Living Vampire or Madam Web, which has just been announced, will feature Tom Holland's Spider-Man? Well, I can categorically tell you right here and now that I officially don't know. As for Sony President Amy Pascal, she said, "This is terrific. Peter Parker's story took a dramatic turn in Far From Home, and I could not be happier. We will all be working together as we see where his journey goes." It's hardly a surprise they've decided to work with Marvel again, given that the highest grossing Spider-Man film is Far From Home. It's Spider-Man 1, the very first, with Tobey Maguire, was a pretty good film. It is quite campy when you go back and watch it. And it was one of the first serious attempts to make a good Spider-Man movie. And Spider-Man 2, with Dr. Octopus, is widely regarded as possibly the best Spider-Man film. Spider-Man 3 also exists. Personally, I really loved The Amazing Spider-Man. It lived up to its name. It was amazing. Amazing Spider-Man 2 wasn't.
All units, report of a narcotics sale in progress. Any officers near Firehouse, please copy.
And I really enjoyed Homecoming. And I honestly believe my favourite Spider-Man film is Far From Home.
Wouldn't be New York without a seedy drug deal.
Oh no! This makes the papers kill us! Get the spider!
Gotta be honest, not a fan of Big Pharma.
Although, as I mentioned, doesn't mean we're not getting a Night Monkey movie.
Get back down here! It ain't just got more reason. Open fire! Quit moving!
Also, there's rumours we might not be getting an Ant-Man 3, but not much has been said about that.
Gotta catch up.
Oh, I see, they're trying to get away. How do I speed up? I haven't played this in a little while. Oh, triangle.
Just drop me off at the jail. No reason.
You know, I can't help but feel this isn't the safest way to stop a car. If you just straight up punt somebody out of their car,
What's that feeling? Do I?
you might want to consider operating the brake pedal. I don't know if Peter Parker has a driving license, but I think the police will take kindly to that, or more kindly I should say, since kindly is not a word. Basically, stopping a car when you don't have a license to drive one is better than crashing a car when you don't have a license to drive one. God. It kind of raises the question of why people do worship Spider-Man. Like, as an intellectual, I take a more objective view, as you can find in the Daily Bugle.
Oh, you started without me.
York's most famous wall crawler is often a menace. But regardless of the answer to Spider-Man, threat or menace, I'm glad he's back in the MCU. Tom Holland's my favourite live-action Spider-Man. I forget who played him in the cartoon Spectacular Spider-Man, which is the best Spider-Man cartoon.
That's it? I feel like the hold-up guys are phoning it in.
In terms of movies, Tom Holland for the win. But Tom Holland just looks the part of a young Peter Parker. Because he is young. He's only recently turned 20. It's a really common trend in movies and television for teenagers to be played by like 30-year-olds. There's a scene where he gets bit by a spider in the original Spider-Man. The youngest kid there isn't a kid. He's meant to be the teacher, but everyone looks older than him.
Attention units. Report received of a narcotics sale in progress. Officers in Murray Hill. Stand by for further instruction.
See, look at Spidey mowing down all these guys. What a menace. Okay, where are they?
Drug trade's
You know
gotten
what?
more aggressive post.
That Spidey sense is lighting up.
Gotta stomp that out. Hey guys, you got prescriptions for this stuff?
It wants to land with a great view. But this has been HS in 10. Some news about Spider-Man.